Hi there. Well, here again on July 26th to bring more medieval events onto YouTube. If it's not already on there, but you never know what you'll miss. Starting off in 657 AD, the Battle of Siphon between a figure known as Boy and who defeats the Caliph Ali ibn Abi Talib in the First Muslim Civil War. Beside the Euphrates River, then what is today Iraq, was once known as Mesopotamia. And basically it starts kind of the schism or divide between Muslims. And in 811 AD, the Battle of Pliska, the Bulgarians defeat the Byzantine Empire, or Byzantine forces, under the leadership of Krum. Now, Bulgaria was once part of the Roman Empire. Now, it was handed off to the Goths. Then it was now being ceded to the Bulgarians. And in 920 AD, the rout of alliance of Christian troops from Navarre and Leon march against the Muslims at Pamplona. And in 1267 AD, the Inquisition forms in Rome under Pope Clement V. And in 1469, War of the Roses at the Battle of Edgecote Moor, pitting the forces of Richard Neville, the 16th Earl of Warwick, against the loyalists of King Henry IV. And on July 27th, starts off in 1214 AD, the Battle of Bourbon, King Philip versus the Holy Roman Emperor Otto IV, and King John resulted in defeat of John and losing Normandy over and other territories, thus called Lapland. Basically, John was involved in this conflict and he lost what was today Normandy. And he was given the name John Lapland because he basically lost land in the conflicts. Not so different from his brother, Richard the Lionheart. And in 1230 AD, the Treaty of San Germano between the Frederick II and Pope Gregory IX. In 1243 AD, Frederick II is deposed by the Council of Lyons, found him guilty of sacrilege. Such a thing is not good to have when you're a king, but you'll lose everything. And in 1280 AD, Sogen Mugaku, founder of the Inga-Kuji Temple, arrives in Japan from China. In 1298 AD, Albrecht I, son of Rudolf Habsburg, was crowned king of Germans, or was known as the Kingdom of Germany at the time. And in 1360 AD, Danish king Valdemar IV destroys Visby, Gotland, an island in the Baltic Sea. And in 1377 AD, first example of the quarantine, and Ragusa Dubrovnik City Council passes a law saying newcomers from the plague must isolate for 30 days before they are allowed to enter the streets of the population. Moving on to July 28th, in 754 AD, Pope Stephen II or III crowns Pepin the Short, de Corte, King of France, or King of the Franks, I should say. In 1148 AD, during the Second Crusade, Crusaders abandoned their siege of Damascus, which have been going at it for some time. And in 1330 AD, at the Battle of Belbers, is where Serbian forces defeat Bulgarian army. See, the Serbians and Bulgarians, the Balkans, were basically at war with each other. Even before the Balkan Wars, even before the crisis. And in 904 AD, Thessalonica is sacked by the Saracen pirates, led by a renegade Leo of Tripoli. And at 1014 AD, at the Battle of Strumica Valley, Byzantine force destroys a Bulgarian army. See, the Bulgarians and the Byzantines were at each other's throats until the fall of the Byzantine Empire, and the Bulgarians had to deal with the Ottomans. In 1030 AD, at the Battle of Stiklestad, China, basically is another conflict that went on. In 1179 AD, Lando Citino proclaimed anti-pope Innocent III. In 1221 AD, Emperor Go Hoyokawa, aged only 10 years old, succeeds Chrysanthemum throne of Japan. And in 1279 AD, 5 emissaries dispatched by Kublai Khan, Yuan of the Yuan dynasty, are beheaded by the Emperor of Japan's orders. Now, going on to the last 2 days, in 579 AD, Benedict I ends his reign as Catholic Pope on July 30th. In 657 AD, Saint Vitalian begins his reign as Pope, succeeding Eugene I. And in 762 AD, the city of Baghdad, founded by Abbasid Caliphate, Al-Mansur, just north of ancient Baghdad, is finally founded. There's ancient Baghdad, and there's the more modern Baghdad we know of today. In 1170 AD, Frederick II Barbarossa of the Holy Roman Empire is crowned King of Burgundy, the kingdom within Germany and France. And in 1419 AD, the defenestration of Prague, anti-Catholic Hussites, followers of the executed reformer Jan Hus, storm Prague town hall and throw the judge, mayor, and several city council members out of the windows. That's quite a revolution right there. And July 31st, the last day of July, 768 AD, Philip begins his reign as Catholic Pope. And in 781 AD, the oldest recorded eruption of Mount Fuji, Japan. And in 904 AD, Arabs capture Thessalonica. And in 1291 AD, the Egyptian Mamluks occupies Akko, and Crusaders are driven out of Palestine. And in 1423, the 100 Years' War, the Battle of Crevant, the French army is defeated by the English on the banks of the river Don in the area of Burgundy. And in 1451, Jacques Courier is arrested by order of Charles VIII of France. That's all the media I have, and that is end of July. You have a good one. Bye.